Okay, today is the day. It's cold. It's really cold out here. A week and a half ago it was 100 degrees, and tonight or last night it was 29 degrees. This is the Titan 210. The other day we did the video on the proper break-in procedure for it, and then the following morning we did the torque of the head, the cylinder, thorough check of the engine, looked at the spark plug, etc. Today is going to be the day that we go up and we fly it. Remember, I'm not going to fly for an extended period of time. I'm going to go up there for 10 or 15 minutes, cruise around, vary the throttle, come in and land, and then check the spark plug. I'll probably do this 2 or 3 times depending on what the spark plug tells me. Regardless, hypothetically, let's say that the spark plug looks really good. I can go for a little bit longer flight, but when I land, I'm going to check that spark plug. Many of you want to rely on your cylinder head temperature gauges. They are not EGT gauges, which is exhaust gas temperature. Exhaust gas temperature gauges are much more accurate, and they tell you exactly the temperature of that engine, the exhaust gas temperature, right then and there. Our temperature gauges are only cylinder head temperature gauges, so please don't rely on that to ascertain whether your engine is running lean or rich, etc. It's really only there to basically show you, if you have a fairly hard climb out, what was your max temperature, what is your ongoing cruising temperature. If you start to see some real fluctuations in that, like the temperatures go up, then maybe your engine is running lean, but maybe there's something else wrong, like particles in the carburetor screen that are causing a lean condition. But I know I'm not sounding quite clear, but just trust me, the cylinder head temperature gauge is not a way to determine the health of your engine. That's done by the color of the spark plug and keeping track of that. I've had 3 125s, all 3 went over 335 hours, or were sold right at 335 hours. And they lasted so long because I followed my own procedure. So do keep an eye on the spark plug. So anyway, right now I'm going to set up my glider. I will warm up the engine, and we'll take it from there. Okay, well, clearing my lines right now. I always clear from the bottom and not the top. It's much faster. Plus you can see that all of my lines are going straight to exactly where they're tied to on the glider. What happens is when you go to inflate your glider, the glider lines lift straight up and they don't slide across the ground, subsequently running the risk of getting tangled. I do a lot of cross country. I land in a lot of crappy areas, so the last thing you want to do is have a launch on a tight spot and you have a twig or something that's kind of tied your lines together. I'm sure a lot of you pilots have experienced that, and you end up having to turn around and come back and land. Okay, so we're getting ready to go. Right now, the deal is, gotta warm this thing up. Remember, 200 degrees, a little over 200 degrees. Make sure she's good and warm. I already did a pre-flight with y'all the other day, and out of habit, I'm going to keep looking for anything that might be wrong. Okay. I can tell that there's no fuel in the fuel line, so I do have to prime it. And it's just a little tiny squirt like that. I don't know if you noticed, but as I was standing up, I'm still looking. I'm looking for something that doesn't look right or looks out of place. Everything looks fantastic. All right, so again, make sure that you brace your paramotor. There was a video a while back of a guy that was flying, and he looked over and it was like this. Luckily it was so tight in there that it stayed until he landed, but I think I would have pooped my pants. Remember, carabiners, locking mechanism, always to the inside. I know the video's about the break-in of the motor, but I might as well add what I can. Prop clear. All right. Okay, here we go. Engine's warmed up. Everything looks good. Let's get this puppy rolling. For a minute. Drop down and we'll go ahead and add some throttle and see what you got for a climb. Pretty impressive. Not quite full throttle, 8,130 RPMs. Great climb rate. Circle around here and then we'll land and check the spark plug. And here we go. Now we're just going to kind of taxi over. Okay. All right, so that first flight went really, really well. I was really impressed. Very little vibration. The motor was super smooth. 5,400 RPMs on up. The highest I went was 8,130. There's still a little left. So this next flight, I'll go ahead and give it full throttle and see what we get for RPM in the air. Right now, we're going to pull the spark plug and check the plug. So you're the first to see it. Right now I'm looking for any leaks, any strange smells. Everything looks really clean. Not even anything on the exhaust so far. Okay, so hopefully you can see this clearly. The plug is rich. almost to the point of being a little bit wet. It's a very even burn. It was only about a 10-minute flight, but it's got a very even burn and looks really good. So I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of this so that if the video doesn't clearly show it, then I will show it to you in a photo. But I'm going to lean the engine slightly on the high end, 1/16. 1/16. So let's put it back together and go fly again. Again, we'll give it another pre-flight. And if you're really just a beginner and you're not too sure what to look for, don't be afraid to have somebody with more experience, or your trainer if he's there. Kind of give everything another look-see. What I don't want you to do is take too much advice. If it's different than what we're telling you here, give us a call. I'd rather you do exactly what we say verbally and in our manual, and I can assure you will have less problems. Remember the palm of your hand against the plug. All right, let's just do a quick look-see here. Somebody needs some fuel. A little bit of oil on the exhaust. Not much. Remember, don't just kind of look. You need to see everything. That one there, just that clamp there loosened up just a little bit. That one's tight. That one's tight. That's good. Leading edge of the prop looks good. And let's sit back up and go for another flight. I'm excited. Can't wait to take her for a longer flight. Very comfortable. The trike is pretty cool too. Okay, so we've adjusted that carburetor 1/16 of a turn in, which is clockwise. That is going to lean it just slightly. We'll go for another flight, and we will see what that plug looks like when we get back. Sit down a little bit again. Let's go ahead and make a U-turn and see what's going on here. I think the wind's changed a little bit. Get out of this fella's way. Maybe. Here we go. is impressive. 8,200 or so RPMs. Max. Great climb rate. The greatest thing is this motor is really, really smooth. Not sure if you can hear that, but I can drop down to an idle and just roll the power on. Almost like a 4-stroke. The glider I'm flying, by the way, is a Nitro size 31. Tell you, this motor is so fun to fly. Let's go ahead and check our temperatures. 301. Nice and cool. All right. I'll kill it and do a in-flight start. Nice. All right. Well, you guys, I think the Titan is a hit. Very smooth, lots of power, very little vibration, and we'll check that spark plug. Okay, I just took the second flight on the Titan 210 and impressive. I really like the motor. Right now I'm going to check the spark plug for the third time. Second time today. I did tick it down a little bit lean on the high, a 16th. So let's see what she looks like. Motor, as I stated before, is really smooth. Really, really smooth. She's not noisy. There's nothing irritating about her whatsoever. The climb rate's been really, really good. I don't know what it is, but from experience, it's got a ton. And this plug is perfect. That is exactly the color I like to see. Dark coffee brown and not wet at all. Technically, I could probably go a skosh leaner, but why? I'm getting 8,250 max RPM. I like this color. If it stays this color, then this is a very long lasting motor. It will run for a long, long time. What I will do though is I will fly it a couple more times, but now I feel comfortable to go on longer flights. So I'll probably go on across country, maybe 20 miles next. I'll maintain some altitude and come back and check that spark plug again. I will check that spark plug probably 3 or 4 more times, and then periodically after that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please give us a call or leave a comment in our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.